Have you ever wondered who ran over Feebee? We know that someone ran her over, but was it really just like a random person driving by, or could there actually be a deeper motive? We know that she's Jeffy's twin sister who first appeared in SML movie Jeffy's Sister, and she appeared to look just like Jeffy, basically being the girl version of him.
Who is that? Oh, that's Feebee. Hey, Feebee.
Hi, Jeffy. Buzz.
Who's Feebee, Jeffy? Oh, Phoebe's my sister.
And at the end of the video, it turns out that everything that happened in the video was all just a dream, with Jeffy waking up Mario and saying that he has a sister. And although it was a dream, Jeffy continues to say that he has a sister, but Mario didn't believe him at the time.
I have a sister named Feebee. I just remembered in my brain.
Jeffy, it's 3 a.m. Go back to sleep.
But Daddy, I have a sister named Feebee.
Jeffy, you don't have a sister. It was probably just a dream or something.
Oh, but I do have a sister.
Jeffy, no you don't.
And so he goes back to sleep thinking that Jeffy was just dreaming and making it all up. But 2 years later, in SML movie Jeffy's Sister Returns, it was revealed that Feebee was real, but the reason why we haven't seen her this whole time was because she actually got run over by a truck and died.
Alright, Feebee, I'm gonna let go now, okay?
Okay, go.
Feebee, no! Stop! Feebee! Feebee, are you okay? Feebee! Wake up, Feebee! Talk to me! Mommy!
However, there was no specific answer to who could be the culprit, and it seems like they were just never caught, which raises the question, who ran over Feebee? Was it accidental? Was it for vengeance? Well, in this video, I'm gonna discuss a few characters who could be the culprit, why they might have done it, and at the end, I'm gonna guess who seems the most guilty. And I want to give a shout out to @SharkGuyExtras for the idea, and if you want to have your idea used for a video, leave it down in the comments, and hopefully I'll use it. So, to narrow down who could have run over Feebee, let's eliminate some characters that are innocent. We could eliminate Mario, Bowser, Jeffy, and Chef Pee-Pee, as the person that ran over Feebee was driving a truck. And we know that both Mario and Chef Pee-Pee don't really own trucks. We also know that Bowser doesn't have his driver's license and doesn't know how to drive.
I got this.
Starting to doubt that, actually.
Why would you doubt me? I'm doing it perfectly.
Okay, you are hitting the code.
Wait, did I hit it?
Yeah, obviously. Stop.
Wait.
You were hitting
It's just the music. That's the music.
No, it's not the code. You not feel that rolling under the car?
So he also can't be the culprit, and Jeffy couldn't have done it because, you know, he was there to witness it. And I'm also assuming Mario, Bowser, and Chef Pee-Pee, they all didn't even know Jeffy or Feebee at the time, so I don't think it could have been them. And we can also eliminate the kid characters such as Junior, Joseph, and Cody because they wouldn't have their license. They wouldn't even be close to having their license. The last time Junior drove an SML movie Bowser Jr.'s Addiction, he literally crashed.
So all I gotta do is push it on the gas pedal and we'll get going. So there's a stop sign!
So now that we've eliminated a lot of different people, it's time to see which one of the remaining characters is the culprit. And the first character that a lot of people seem to think ran over Feebee was Woody. And the reason that a lot of people suspect that Woody was the one who ran over Feebee is because he's one of the only characters who has a truck. However, not only does he have a truck, but coincidentally, he has a truck that looks identical to the one that hit her. The truck that hit Feebee was a white GMC Sierra, the same model and color of the car that was seen in SML movie Jeffy Loses His Teeth and was driven by Woody. But that's really the only evidence that shows Woody as the culprit, which is why this is really just a theory. But we could also use Woody's past appearances to help the theory even further. In much of early 2007 and 8, he was seen to be an alcoholic, and the reason I bring this up is because if he was the one to hit Feebee, it's possible that he was drinking and didn't even realize that he ran her over, which goes to show the dangers of drinking and driving. And this would help explain why he didn't stop or care about what he hit, as he probably thought that he hit a wild shrimpo or something and then went on his way, which coincidentally actually has happened in the past. In SML short Toad's New Ball, in the video he appears to be driving his car down the road and he accidentally runs over poor Toad when he was trying to get his ball from the street. And after Woody ran over Toad, instead of stopping to help him, he celebrated and thought that he hit Toad's bouncy ball.
Oh, I see a little ball. I'm gonna hit it.
Come on, boy! Bad boy!
I think it was that little ball. Yeah, I know I hit the ball. That's what I was aiming for.
And the only reason he even tried to hit the ball in the first place is because he was probably drunk and he let his thoughts get the better of him. And the same thing could have happened if he was the one to run over Feebee. He could have seen Feebee's pink bike and mistaken it for a Shrimpo, because if you're drunk you can't really see that well, causing him to go faster to try and hit it. Do you see how fast that car was going? But he didn't know that Feebee was on the bike because he was physically impaired. And it already seems like Woody is the culprit. But what if it just wasn't an accident? What if this wasn't some accident of a DUI? What if this whole thing was actually planned as a way to get rid of Feebee once and for all? Well, the character that could have also run over Feebee could be Nancy. And I know this might sound weird, but let me explain. Ever since her debut in SML movie Jeffy's Parents, she has shown no remorse for what she did to Jeffy and only cares about him whenever it comes to money. And the first time she tried to use Jeffy to profit herself, it didn't end up successful, as she ended up getting arrested. But what if this wasn't the same case with Feebee? It's possible that she was involved in the murder of her own daughter, Feebee. Now you might be asking, why would she do that? Well, think about it. What does Nancy care the most about? Well, money, and that shows greed, and people who are greedy do a lot of different weird, evil things for money. And so, it would be easier for Nancy to take the trust fund just from Jeffy, rather than if it was split down the middle between Jeffy and Feebee, because then Nancy would have to convince two people to give her the trust fund, whereas instead, with Feebee gone, it would just be one. And think about it. Why would she ask for Phoebe's helmet on the day Jeffy and Feebee were going to go ride bikes?
Hey, Feebee! Feebee, give me your helmet. Mommy needs an ashtray.
Okay.
Perhaps she believed it would be easier to get a larger portion of the trust fund money if one of the children was gone, because then it would be easier to convince one child to give her the money. And since Jeffy was more stubborn about wearing his helmet, she chose Phoebe's, knowing that Feebee would give it to her. And also, in SML movie Jeffy's Parents, when Jacques was said to be dead, Jacques seemed to be aware that only Jeffy was still alive, as the money was said to be left to only Jeffy, which means that Jacques had some knowledge or involvement that Feebee passed away. But Jacques seemed to have abandoned them and cut ties with them. So how would he know that Jeffy was the only one alive? Well, it's plausible that Nancy made sure that the news got to Jacques so that he could rewrite his will. However, what if it's plausible that Nancy wasn't the one driving the truck? Because we did see her in the scene just before. Well, picture this. If you're doing something for $1 million, you can hire people easily. And so what Nancy could have done is, knowing that she's gonna get millions of dollars, or at least thinking that she will, she could have hired Screwball to drive the truck for her. And this might seem like a reach, but Screwball has been seen to do many illegal things, such as breaking and entering and kidnapping kids. So it's possible he took the offer and he was the one who was driving the truck. And we do know that he has taken bribes in SML movie Jeffy's 18th birthday, where he took Nancy's bribe of $50,000 if he helped her take Jeffy.
Well, there's a kid I need you to help me take.
Sorry, I work alone.
I'll give you $50,000.
That'll buy me a lot of candy. Get in.
And the only problem with this theory is that when they met in Jeffy's 18th birthday, Screwball made it clear that he works alone, and it also seems like they haven't met until that specific occasion. However, I also think, and this might sound weird, that the culprit could have been Brooklyn Guy. And the reason I say this is because in SML movie Jeffy's Sister Returns, when Mario calls Brooklyn Guy, he tells him that he thinks Jeffy is making up that he has a sister. But Brooklyn Guy then says that he did have a sister, but he doesn't want to talk about it. So he tells Jeffy to catch Mario up on what happened to his own sister.
He says he has a sister. He doesn't have a sister. He's just making things up. I think he has like hallucinations or something.
I mean, you know he does have a sister, right?
He does?
Well, I mean, he did, yeah.
He did? Well, what happened to your sister, Jeffy? What's going on?
I really don't want to talk about it. Hey, Jeffy, tell him what happened to your sister.
But how would Brooklyn Guy, out of all people, know about what happened to Jeffy's sister, especially down to the detail? Well, one possibility is that he was the cop who took the police report, but it's also possible that he was the one who ran over Feebee. And the reason he doesn't want to talk about it is because he was the one who did it. We do know that Brooklyn Guy caused a lot of accidents in the past. For example, in SML movie Jeffy's Shooting Star, he causes the airplane to go out of control and he crashes into a school.
Okay, I just gotta crash the plane so hard it disintegrates the black box. I just have to make sure I jump out at the right time.
A passenger plane carrying 300 people has crashed into an elementary school, and the school is closed indefinitely.
And the way I see that he hit Feebee was because he wasn't paying attention to the road, possibly drinking because he was tired of work, and all of a sudden a bike comes out of nowhere and he hits it. But because he's a cop and he's been shown to be abusing the law, he could have ran away and never spoke of the situation again, which could also explain why the culprit who ran over Feebee was never caught. It seems like whenever Brooklyn guy causes an accident or messes something up, he never really faces arrest or even consequences, probably because he's a cop and he breaks the rules sometimes. And it is possible that the reason he knows about what happened to Feebee was because he was in the hospital and heard the news, because as he's working as a doctor, he could have seen Feebee get brought in, or maybe even the news would come back to the hospital if she died in an ambulance. But then again, I doubt that he would know the exact details of Feebee's death, and especially knowing that Jeffy was linked to Feebee. So in my opinion, I think it's a little bit more likely that Brooklyn guy was the one who took the police report. But out of all the characters that I've mentioned so far, who really was the one to run over Feebee? Well, to me, it seems like the person with the most motive is Nancy, but it seems like the most likely would be Woody, since he's the only character that has the exact same truck and in the past has run over people while driving. But let me know who you think could have run over Feebee down in the comments. Thanks for watching, subscribe, and click on this video here.